Hello, everyone here watching the Eurovision Fam weekly stream. It is I, Lily Love Stuff, and today I'm not joined by Jordan, but I'm in fact joined by.
Hi, it's Augusto here. Greetings from the sunny Dominican Republic. How's
Is it
everyone today?
is it at least warm or no?
It's chill. It's like 70 degrees.
See, I've been living in a world of in Fahrenheit like 10 degrees in the morning, and Celsius. I don't know if that is like -10, something like
Around
that.
around there, yeah.
Or not maybe like -5. It's been negatives in Celsius though. I know that much. It's been super cold. So I am jealous of 70. I wish we had 70. Um, I dream of 70 degrees. I'm a few months away from that, but fingers crossed, global warming will provide me with a 70-degree day in February. So let's go ahead then, because we've got a hugely packed stream this week.
Oh, it
Like,
is.
the gates opened up and decided to flood out song releases, national finals, all like there's 4 songs going to be selected next week. We have the host for the show, we have interviews on the website, we've got all kinds of goodies for you guys. So let's go ahead, and I think we're going to start off with just reminding you guys to hit like, because if you're watching the stream now and you hit like, it's going to give us an algorithmic boost and more people will come in and join us. So far, I see Georgios is here like always. Hello, Georgios. We are talking
Hello.
about Greece, so you're going to listen to me mispronounce Greek today. Hope you're excited for that. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop into getting the host reveal. So that happened Monday, I think, or Tuesday. One of those
Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
It was a
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Okay. So we have Hazel Brugger, Sandra Studer, and Michelle Hunziker. Now, I'm not going to lie. I called Hazel back in June. I think I may have done it on some social. I don't know what site I said it on, but I know I said Hazel because I had watched her like stand-up special, and I was like, I think she's gonna be a host. So you know what? There we go. So yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about this choice in hosts?
I'm impressed that they decided for an all-female trio for this
Okay.
edition. I find it interesting. Very similar to Austria 10 years ago. They
Mm-hmm.
had all female hosts plus Conchita in the green room. Um, I also think that this group of women, one, they know each other. Two, they have some type of chemistry already based from uh, the the press conference back on Monday. Now that I
Mm-hmm.
remember, it was on Monday. I was able to tune in live to the stream of the press conference, and they're like, they know each other. They're it looks like there's chemistry between them, and I think we're going to have a great team in Basel.
Yeah, because like I'm looking at kind of like the back resume and stuff. And I know with Hazel and Michelle, they've both been on comedic TV shows. Um, and then you have Sandra and Michelle, who both have like a background in, well, Sandra's a singer. She represented Switzerland back in '91, aka my birth year. That's how long that happened. And I know that like Michelle has done musical theater as well. So I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen here. And I'm just going to highlight a comment from Giorgio's here, which says, the first time I knew all the hosts. Honestly, like looking at like a lot of German TV shows, I was seeing like listed as um, back catalogs and things like that. So we're interesting to see. I think we've got a good choice in hosting. I was a little worried, but I'm gonna think the skits. There's gonna be like writing that leans heavily into acting experience, maybe with the skits and stuff. So we should still have a fun time.
We also should highlight that Basel is going to be hosting a mega party for those who don't get tickets to the shows. Like across the street from St. Jakobshalle, it's Arena Plus, and
Mm-hmm.
Sven Epine, who has been the long time commentator for the Hospital Caster, plus Melanie Fremont. I butchered her last name. Her name's Melanie. They're going to be pretty much across the street from St. Jacob's hosting the Arena Plus event. They're also going to be the spokespeople for Switzerland for this year's Eurovision during the voting.
Okay.
And if you don't get tickets for the shows, You can be across the street from the venue at the arena with thousands of other people, with big LED screens, special performances. So they're getting everyone who travels. They want to cover as many people as possible, which is really cool.
Honestly, I sometimes feel like the sideshow thing might be more fun than going to the actual show inside the arena. Because like since it's a sideshow, you can kind of still be a little ooh. So yeah, like I'm excited to see though how everything goes off and how how Basil hosts the city. How Basil hosts the show. Wow, I'm like
Yeah.
I'm struggling here to speak. But yeah, that's kind of what happened in the world of hosting. Now, on our website, we do have 3 articles that Augusto wrote for us. Would you like to go ahead and, well, they're interviews. Go ahead and give us the rundown.
Of course, they're all in Spanish. So to mi gente latino, it's your time because Spain is
Yes.
coming. Que nos vamos a Benidorm, guapa. Benidorm is next week. This coming week, I got the pleasure of talking to Kuve, to David Alfonso, and to Kingdom, the band Kingdom, and they all shared a little bit of their journeys towards Benidormfest this coming week. And you can read all interviews on our website, eurovisionfam.com. Go check them out and see how they feel about this amazing journey ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't speak Spanish. Wow, amazing. Once again, I admit to it. every once in a while, people are like, hey, I'm like, nah, gotta move along. I'm not gonna be able to help you there. So yeah, I am looking forward to the Google Translate version for myself. So I'll have to give them a read. But yeah, if you speak Spanish or you're a Spanish reader, please check them out. And they're all linked in the description box. Yes. Yeah. So now let's go ahead and head into some more things because things got a little chaotic this week.
There was a lot.
I don't want to dwell on the chaos for too long. I don't know if it's official or not yet, but Moldova's withdrawing. Like they said they were.
It looks to me, it looks very official. They had
I mean, the Moldovan broadcaster's like, oh, we're going to withdraw. But I know that one of the acts has offered to pay the fees and stuff. So I don't know if that's going to happen or if they're going to just go ahead and be like, nah, not good.
I checked on Twitter prior to us going live, and I saw a screenshot of Bacho's account where it ended up being like a raffle. It's going to be a raffle for like meeting him or some prize money. I don't remember clearly, but I think it's sunset. It's over. They're not.
You know what? At this point, yeah, like I don't know what to say other than like there's just I'm looking at what you had on offer and it wasn't gonna make a qualification occur. So why push it?
Yeah. You cannot push what's like you don't feel confident it's gonna work. So
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Ario Winning Sun, which has a wonderful comment here I've highlighted. Moldova's broadcaster's reasoning was so bizarre. The song quality was poor, and thus the interest was poor. My brother, you picked the songs for the selection. I think they just say everything that shows an interest can compete. And the interest was whatever it was.
That was a lot.
It was at least entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and a lot of people.
We don't mean to be laughing, but the whole thing was so unexpected and so, like our commenter said, bizarre.
Yeah.
Like, yo, that is too much.
It's Moldova. Like, it's always a little chaotic from them. They dwell in chaos. They thrive in the chaotic. But like Peter says, we lost the most iconic country. Hopefully, they won't turn into Bulgaria and we'll be back next year. I hope so. Give everyone a year to breathe, and then show up and impress us all. I'm sure. And then like thank goodness we got rid of that song in Finland. That's all I'm gonna say there, because like that. Okay, can like metalcore bands that have
No
existed
comment.
since the 2000s stop having creepy people in their bands? That would be really, really good. Um, but kudos on Finland for being like, we're not going to let them compete, unlike Slovenia, who let Omar Nabir compete, win, and represent them after his conviction. So yeah, like let's just yeah.
No. It's too much. I also applaud the responsibility of Eli for,
Mm-hmm.
taking accountability of the allegations that were sent over to them or that reached them for somehow. And the fact that these allegations are so serious, and also apparently, from what I can deduct from the band's press release shortly thereafter,
Yeah.
based on that press release, those allegations seem very reliable and very accurate. That the band dismembered
Yeah.
itself right away. It's insane.
I've only seen that
Um,
happen one other time with a band. And I kudos to bands who do that, because the last time I saw something like that happen was like another metal band. Wow. Probably about 4 or 5 years ago. And the way the vocalist found out he was kicked out of the band was via Instagram statement telling him he was out of the band for the same activities. So yeah, you know what? That's all I'm gonna say.
no comment.
Yeah. So that was the fire of chaoticness. I feel like the chaos was really heavily leaning towards the beginning of the week. Let's go ahead and move on to happier things, because Luxembourg did select their song. Laura Thorn will be representing them with the song Poupée Monte les Sons. So, I don't know. How do y'all feel?
I watched the whole show. I did take my time. I did my homework. I watched it. RTL Luxembourg,
Yeah.
y'all got money. The budget was budgeting. Okay, the budget was there.
Yes.
The
100%.
production was cute. The graphics were cute. The postcards were cute. My only problem: 3 hours for 7 songs.
Yeah. Too long. Let's trim some of that fat. Like we can get
That's
through this faster.
if it's 90 minutes, 2 hours, it's okay. We can do it perfectly because there's going to be enough room for filler and enough
Yeah.
room for people to vote. But 3 hours, it took them 20-25 minutes to song one.
Yeah.
That's insane. It's
Yeah.
like
I'm not gonna lie. So I couldn't watch live because I had to work. So what I did instead was I just skipped to like the songs, performances, and stuff like that. Um, yeah, no, it. I need to skip through, because it's like the staging and everything, and you're getting a good show. I need to do commentary in 3-4 languages too, which is I'm like, hey, y'all
the
really want to put the
they
yeah
got coins. They got
yeah
budget.
they've got the budget, so like let's use that budget to edit a little bit, and then you have even more budget because you go, hey, we don't need to make this 3 hours long. So yeah. Now as far as like the song itself, that one goes, how do you feel about their choice?
It was the best song of the pack.
Yeah, it was probably the best performance out of the pack for me. Not my favorite song, but I think it's one of the better songs. Like when I was listening to everything in studio, um, it's obvious. I do like the fact that we fade from, Poupe de se, Poupe de son to this, because it's like that's clearly where you want to go, and you want to invoke those same memories, because there's like little interpretations that happen in there that go, oh, okay, I know exactly what you wanted to do here. Thank you for making it obvious at the beginning that this is what you were going for. It has like that very light French pop feel to it, which is a sound I do enjoy. I still think the song does need a bit of a revamp, if I'm being 100%.
I agree. kind of agree with that. I think the song we have now was the best shot for them to secure a qualification in May.
Yes.
Will they need a revamp? Maybe. I think like that, if it the way it is now, it's okay. But every song has room for improvement. They do need to tweak the staging a little bit. The
Yeah.
camera work was not great. I have to be honest. The camera work was not as dynamic as this song deserved for
Hmm.
how itchy boppy happy it is. The camera work was not there. It was not dynamic. It's a little static for my liking, but it's
Hmm.
personal opinion. But overall, the best song won. This is out of the 7 songs they gave us this year. Compared to last year, the songs feel a little less forced into the artist because
Yeah.
last year it was very noticeable that this is a song we want you to sing, and not this is a song that they want to sing, or a song that
Like,
feels like them. Because
yeah,
the
which
best
was,
example is Tally. Tally last
yeah.
year, everyone, but it has personality. It's cute. Yes, it's cute. It had personality. It was uppity boppity, cool. But the song she sang as an interval this year, it felt more authentic as her. We were seeing the true Tally on stage.
Yeah. Like, if you look at like what Tally's made it as an artist, it's not like Fighter at all. I do agree. I think that's the biggest improvement I saw between last year and this year when it comes to Luxembourg's selection is the songs feel more true to the artist, which I think is very important because you have to be able to sell the product. Like, no one wants disingenuous pop music anymore. That's why Katy Perry's last album flopped. She can pretend it's anything else, but that's why. Um, I mean, true to herself, she doesn't make terrible pop music, but hey, I'm
I
sorry.
love
I
I love Katie, but I agree.
No, that's why you love her because she makes disingenuous, terrible pop songs. That's the kind of artist she is, and that's the kind of artist she's supposed to be. The thing is, though, that that's not what's popular now when it comes to music.
It's true.
Um, and yeah, that's she'll catch a couple of strays, I'm sure. But no, it's really important. And the other part of that is that it makes it easier for the artist to sell who they are if they're giving you something that's true to themselves as artists. I also noticed, like looking over the listing of credits this year, there's less familiar names from songwriting camps. If you get what I'm saying, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
I'm looking over the list of like artists, I'm not artists, of songwriters right now. I'm seeing a lot more names. I'm seeing fewer Swedish names and more. There's a couple of Portuguese names here, but Portugal has there's a huge Portugal diaspora in Luxembourg. Um, I'm seeing names that are like more
From the
make more
region.
sense. Yeah, make more sense to see what we would have competing there, and rather than just it's just a song that was rejected from Melfest. So I do like that take. But yeah, like I think that that was my biggest improvement. Now, let's get this budget together so that way we're getting less demo-y sounding things because everything did kind of still have that sheen of it sounds like a demo to me. I don't mind demos, but you have that for the pre-selection before we get to the actual selection show. By then, I want to see something that's more polished.
Yes, I agree.
But
I
I
agree.
think that the bones of this song are good. It just needs something to make it more competitive. I saw a comment here. Arya Winning Sun again had said, I would predict non-qualification for Luxembourg. If this year wasn't so weak, I think it's borderline. I think it's borderline too, but it has the potential with a revamp to be a qualifier.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
I'm trying to think here because it's just like one of those things where this year has felt like a bit meh so far.
It's
Um,
yeah. I every like all we have so many national selections to follow
mhm.
that nobody has enough time or mental capacity to follow this much. I think we're being over informed and over delivered. It's difficult to say we can all like many things at the same time, but it's difficult to choose one or be very confident with one. If you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Oh
It's
yeah,
been
no.
hard. They're making it too difficult for us.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Like for myself, this year I did get 2 national finals. I got 3 national finals this week, where the songs dropped, and I was just like, you know what? Maybe y'all are gonna save us. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and let's just touch on Lithuania real fast. We had the third round of the Lithuanian national final. I think they call it Eurovision LT, and we have 2 more qualifiers for the final. I feel like if you're gonna do these big bloated so many songs in a semi and only 2 songs qualify, let's just go ahead and like make it
Do
a shorter contest.
yeah.
Um, but that's hey, this is Lithuania we're talking about. We know how their national final goes. So we have Goya with After the Storm and Gabrizi with Hole. I would agree with those 2 choices.
I
Again,
I think they're nice. I think Jabrasi. Did I say it right?
uh,
No.
I always say Gabrizi, but I'm probably wrong. I believe Gabrassi's probably closer.
Yeah. So Jabrasi, the from the little recap I got to see, I think it looked interesting.
Yeah,
The
it's
whole environment and the outfits and the dress and the sound of the song. Oh, I like it.
mhm.
It's good. I think Lithuania did really good by letting him go through.
Yeah. I honestly think that here we are. We're in this land of cheesiness and this land of oddness. I am sad to see Queens of Roses not make it just because they are so bizarre to me. Every year they show up and they give me something insane. I want to know what it's like to be one of them. I want to live in their minds for like 30 seconds. Um, again, from Mario Winning Son, I have no idea who told Queen of the Roses to try and do sexy. We need them to do cheesy small pop songs, and that's it. I was so disappointed by Ty. Honestly, Washing Machine still is peak. What is happening? Why am I enjoying this? I think about it all the time. Um, yeah. And then Elo Elodie says, Caprese always brings interesting songs to the national finals. I'm happy to hear he has an interesting staging.
He
Um,
does.
he does. The staging, he tends to do not bad with staging though. Like, I like one day he's gonna win this selection. I don't know if it's necessarily gonna be this year. How many more heats do we have? We have 2 more heats to get through, but he tends to bring something interesting. And he's gonna win eventually. Like I said, everyone else I feel like competes so many times. In Lithuania, it's just let's see where this goes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna say he's my favorite so far, but I can see him doing. He might make it. You know, if that's the case, I can see Lithuania qualifying again. Because like just certain countries, their main thing is having to qualify.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think it, but Eurovision is so complex now that
yeah.
one year you get lucky, the next year you don't know. I do hope that Lithuania does continue qualifying because they're bringing a lot of quality.
Yeah, I mean, like they've gotten like since the revamp of the national final, they've been more consistent with the quality. Um, I'm trying to think is what 22 loved that one. 23 wasn't my favorite, but it was still solid.
I
I
love
know.
Tuto Tuto. That's my song. I still do. I still listen to the song to this day. I love it.
Here's I understand what you're saying, but I personally would have chosen a different song from that year to make it through.
Yeah, I get it.
Um, I would have chosen Solo, but that's just me. And hey, speaking of Solo, who was our interval act yesterday? Rita Mur. I just love her voice. Um, yeah, I love her voice so much. Last year, Luke Telk, we all loved and adored, and that was great. That was from the first heat last year. And I just remember watching that and going, oh, Lithuania, stop. Just send this. Just send this. But yeah, we'll see what goes on. They're going to keep marching forward. Now, goodness, because we have 4 selections we have to talk about this week because of because those are our finals, and I know a lot of songs came out. I don't know. Do you want to talk? Should we touch on? I'm looking at the
So
time.
this year, this week we got releases from Portugal, Iceland, Ukraine, Ireland, uh,
Norway.
Norway, Belgium last night,
Oh, right.
Slovenia.
Yep. We got a lot. Well, we're going to definitely talk about Belgium and Slovenia because we have to talk about them. I I have several thoughts about. I'm not gonna lie. I think Lithuania. Not. Oh my god. Why did I say Lithuania? I meant
Belgium.
Ireland.
Oh,
I think Ireland, Ukraine, and Portugal are our strongest national finals for the year thus far.
probably.
And Portugal and Ukraine, having those two there makes total sense. Ireland, though, you're just like, wasn't all you need? Like, is my theory gonna hold true? Is my theory that Ireland needed to just wait for Sweden to get that 7th win and they would get their act together true?
You know what? Loki, you got a point. You got it.
Like,
You got
did I
it.
call it?
Probably, because look
I
at
was
them last year. They chose Bambi and they finished 6th, and
they
that
chose
got
the
them
right one last
activated.
year.
They're activated. They're
But
really trying hard.
my thing is like this selection is superior to last year's selection for them.
It is.
It's like last year you had 2 songs that we were like, yeah, these are great. But like looking at this year with Ireland, I'm looking at like I don't hate anything. Well, I hate one song, but there's got to be something awful in there. But at the same time, like there's some good gems in there for real. Yeah.
The fact that this year they got one of the biggest memes in Irish music, Samantha Mumba, into this speaks by itself on how activated Ireland is when it comes to Eurovision, and how they're taking advantage of the little head start that Bambi gave
Yeah.
them to really pull through and deliver. Because this election is cute. I liked it.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like Samantha Mumba because I recognized her name. I'm like, what? Like, that's basically kind of my reaction was like, how'd y'all get her over here? Like, what?
That would be my reaction the day Australia finally sends Delta Goodrum to Eurovision. That would be
Okay.
like, you finally convinced one of the best vocalists of your country to do this? Yay! But
Yeah.
I was shocked when Samantha Mumba was announced this week. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
She's doing it? She's up to it? Like, oh.
Yeah.
RTE, you got a budget.
Yeah. Elodie says Ireland needed the act to make them bolder because what they didn't work. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Let me try to make that make more sense. Elodie. Ireland needed the act to make them bolder because what didn't work was how they were too safe with their song choices. 100%.
Correct. You got it, LOLD. You got it.
Yeah, like 100% there. Arya Winning Sun says real quick, Bobby Arlo power play, in my opinion, is the best of the entire national final season. It has so much potential. I love the styling, the art going for industrial and android horror. I'm excited for this. I wasn't like, I think that was the first song released, right?
It
Was Power Play. I love that. I was like, oh, Ireland. That wasn't a fluke last year, was it? Excellent work. I really, truly thought that was so good.
I need to do my homework and listen to the song entirely. But from the recap I watched, the song that gave me the best first impression was Bobby Arlo's as well.
Yeah, I'm like, there's something about Bobby Arlo as an artist that's just like very, very interesting to me. Like that's somebody who I feel like has one of the best albums potentially inside of her to release. Like that's somebody I would like to see more from. Like I'm very intrigued. I'm just looking here at more comments. Diego Rodriguez says, I usually hate most of the Irish entries. This year is pretty good.
It is.
I agree. Elodie says, I did not know why, but I always thought Samantha Mumbo was Swedish. I was surprised about her being Irish 20 plus years in the wrong, haha. You know what? I didn't realize she was Irish either. I thought she was British. So we've both been very wrong here. Sorry, Ireland. I apologize. I really do. Let me see here. Also, we have a Hef with I like that Fire song by Rayita. I like Fire too. I think it's really beautiful. Like I'm looking at the song credits, and Ryan O'Shaughnessy is one of the songwriters there.
I want him to do Eurovision again.
I don't want him to do Eurovision again. I feel like it's not right for him to. I just want him around to look at the camera and go. I think of the music video for IOU, which is like a junior Eurovision song from like years ago at this point.
He did the role of the dad.
He just looked like he did not want to be there. And it's just like watching him, that kid, and Nave Kavanaugh together was like 10 out of 10. Highly recommend it.
Ireland, you will always be famous. We love you. We really love Ireland.
Love it.
They can win again, for real.
I don't know, because like I think we're gonna talk more about the Irish songs later in the season. Like when I have Jordan, I know he's got thoughts, and the national final for them isn't for another 2 weeks, like for the actual show. So we'll talk more about Ireland in the future. But yeah, I think that they have a good selection, and I'm impressed. And we'll definitely talk more about Portugal. That was such a good
Portugal
playlist.
kicks off in 2 weeks, I think it is.
Portugal tends to be the last show.
Oh yeah, it's in 3 weeks.
Yeah, the final is usually the last show of the season. Is the Portuguese is the final festival like Canção. But that playlist, guys, like
it's good. It's good. Portugal is gonna do it again.
As a way of how I kind of listen to Eurovision songs, I pull up on Spotify the full playlist, right? And then from the playlist, I'll pick songs and put them on my main playlist. The whole thing is green for Portugal. I just basically put every song in their selection on my main playlist for this year. Which say Ukraine, Vidbir, same, almost. Like it's all green for me.
I'm a little disappointed because in Ukraine this year, because there's not one song that wowed me like in years past, that we've had at least 1 or 2 songs that were like boom. This year they're all good, but I'm not like 100% sold on one. For example, last year I was like this one with Go Away, the year they were chosen by Vidbir. In 2022, Stefania was a banger, and they also had Alina Pash. Those two were boom there.
I disagree.
In 2023, Tavorchi, that was really good. The Other Girl, also really good. Like Vidbir has at least 1 or 2 songs that are boom on the first listen, even on a recap. This year, I didn't have that feeling.
Oh, really? I don't know, because I love Deem. I think Deem is so good. Cultura by Finca, I just love Finca, because there's some energy about Finca that just makes me excited to see that she's around. Kayat Honor, I thought was so good. But my favorite is Zifferblatt with Bird of Prey.
They almost won last year.
I know. Their song last year was my favorite song in the selection. I'm so happy I enjoyed this one too. I think they are probably going to be the ones to win it, if I'm going to take a guess.
Me too. I would also think it was them. In the recap I watched, they were the last ones that they put them last, and I was like, this is interesting.
Yeah.
I also found Finca song very interesting, but I wasn't like as wowed as I was with Teresa Maria last year.
I don't like this one as much as I liked Finca's song from I think 2 years ago, or was it last year? One of the two. Like she had said something that was really entertaining and really interesting. But like just her energy as a performer, she always sells whatever she's doing for me. Even though she's not the best live singer, if we're going to be 100% transparent. But yeah, no. Masha's also good. Masha with No Time to Cry. Great song. I just tend to really like Vidbir, and I tend to really like Festival de Canção. So I'm happy with those ones. And I don't know, because like now we've got about 30 minutes left, and we've got 4 actual finals to talk about.
Ooh.
So let's start with Greece, I guess, because they're the first ones that are going to happen. So,
well, Greece has 12 songs. 12?
That sounds right. Yes.
12 songs. A lot of the fandom is rooting for Evangelia and
Evangelion.
Evangelia.
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 Because you said Evangelion, and all I heard was Zan Goku Natenshi no Teze. See? Sorry. You don't even know what that is. You have no idea what that is, but that's okay.
But it's okay. It's okay.
There's people who know what that is. And for them, I say, get in the robot. Let's go. Sorry.
So, I don't know. Greece should pick whoever they see fit, not necessarily the celebrity, because Evangelia is the most known act of the bunch, to my knowledge. And it's also the one that the fandom is rooting the most for. So whoever wins, I'll be happy.
I'm looking at Ballet, and all I can think is like,
the World Cup?
Yeah, I'm like, are we going to really do a World Cup song, Greece? Can't we do something like not this? I don't know. Like,
I hope another country calls in the Dominican producer that collaborated with Marina last year and give them a banger. Give them some dembow and reggaeton. It's like, yeah, go get it. Still it.
Yeah, like, yeah.
They needed a song similar to Zari, with the same urban, with Greek elements in it. We needed more of that, not a World Cup song. Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind these World Cup songs popping up every once in a while, but don't send them to Eurovision. Those are for national finals, and they should stay there.
I don't blame Ukraine doing it for the Euro Cup in 2012 because they were co-hosting the Euro Cup. And when they sent Gaetana, that's okay. Like, it's something that you will be hosting that very same year. If we're going to do World Cup songs, you are a year ahead. The World Cup is next year.
Yeah, no. Was it Claudia with Astromata? I love that one. That one's great. I think that would be a good, even Odyssey by Dina Miss vastly, like, because they both sound like they have that, where in the world they're from. Like, you can go, oh, this is from Greece. I want this. Does it lean too heavily into that? And do the Greek people want to send something that's not so obviously Greek? Probably. I don't know. But I still like a song that gives me a vibe of where it's from in the world. And when it comes to Eurovision, I like to have a song that makes me go, oh, you are from here. You're from there. It gives an identity that, like, I can listen to and associate with the place I'm listening to the song from. But yeah.
I agree. I think countries need to send music to Eurovision where that people can easily identify that not only they need the screen title, that people can listen and hear that this is them. It feels very authentic to them too.
Now my question is, like, which one is going to be what songs will be the most competitive though? Because I know there's some people who go, oh, well then you have to send Ballet. I'm like, is that the most competitive option though?
Not necessarily.
Because I feel like everyone has one of these hanging out in their selection.
Yes.
And I think that if we go back and look at Albania, for example, they had their World Cup song. They had something artsy. They went with artsy, and that was the right choice. Because at this point, Albania looks like they're winning Eurovision. Like, if it was just the 3 songs we currently have, Albania is going to sweep.
Low key, Albania did choose the better package because the fan favorite, it was like,
sometimes the fans
we're still not over her entry from Festival 2019. It was 1,000 miles better than whatever she came back with.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, we see a comment here from Hef, which is, my prediction is that this year will be a successful year for countries that will send authentic ethnic songs.
Let's hope for the better on that end. I would love for this prediction to be true. And speaking of authentic and ethnic songs, should we do Spain now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to Spain, because that's definitely where we're heading next. And we've got thoughts about Benidormfest. So we've got it's going to be 2 semis.
Two
and one
semis and the
final.
final. Yes.
Yes. So everything kicks off on Tuesday with semifinal 1. Do we know what songs are in which semi yet?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So let me. Okay, didn't pull it up. But we have ngdom, La Chispa, and another couple. So Chica Sobresalto, ngdom, La Chispa, and another 5 on Tuesday. And Thursday has Melody, Celine. I'm doing this off my brain. Melody, Celine, Kuve is on Thursday. David is also on Thursday. Henry is on Thursday, if not mistaken. Oh no, Lucas is on Thursday and Henry is on Tuesday. Sonia and Selena are on Tuesday. And yeah, it's somewhere. Please, if you look it up, if you find it, Sydney, you can correct me on anything. But we're having 3 intense shows this week. And we have an announcement. We are going to go live on this channel, plus on Alicia's channel. We're going to take over Alicia's channel as well, Tuesday and Thursday, about 5 to 10 minutes after the shows. So we're speaking of about 6:30, 6:35, 6:40 p.m. on the East Coast in America. That's 12:30, 12:40 a.m. in Europe. And if you are in Latin America under the Atlantic time, that's about 7:30 to 7:40 p.m. We're going to kick off on Tuesday and Thursday.
So yeah, that'll be fun to check out. So don't forget to see those streams. I'll go ahead and have the links and everything for those streams added to the description box of this one later on today, once they get created. So semi 1 is Chica Sobresalto,
yes.
Daniela Blasco, David Alfonso, ngdom, Kuve, La Chispa. Thank you. La Chispa, Lucas Boone, and then Sonia and Selena. And then on semi 2 is Carla Frigo, Celine Van Heel, De Teresa, Henry Semler, Jay Cabello, Mawot, Umana, and then Melody are the ones who will be competing in the
Semi 1 is a little easier to predict than Semi 2, because Semi 2 is a bloodbath.
Okay, so who do you think is going to qualify from Semi 1?
Out of those, I'm very confident on La Chispa, Chica Sobresalto, Kuve, and ngdom. Those 4.
Okay, those 4.
And then on Thursday, Melody is a lock. Because on Thursday, I'm 85% confident that the televote is Melody's. Not the jury, but the televote, Melody. The tally fan, she has Chanel like 2022 stan accounts. The crazies are in it for Melody to lock it, so Thursday is hers.
Okay.
But then there is a bubble. I think De Teresa, Celine, and J. Cabello are gonna fight for the other 3 spots for the final.
Okay.
The ballots on each semifinal are done, though. They're DOA. Unfortunately. But definitely, Tuesday, I'm more confident with my choices. There's always room with surprises in Benidormfest. But Thursday, it's going to be interesting to see how things play out. I think Thursday, Celine, if the performance is very well done and very well executed, I think the jury might be Celine's, because Celine is the biggest dark horse. I was like, but it's salsa, girl.
Celine is the La Casa.
Yeah, Celine.
I think that's one of the ones I liked more, because like there was like a lot of the stuff this year sounds very similar in Benidormfest and bleeds together, but that's cut through.
And then you have Celine with a salsa, and then you have La Chispa with this Rosalia-like vibe.
Yeah.
Those two are very distinct. So that, I'm very confident on Celine going through. I think if the televote doesn't do it for her, Celine will qualify because of the juries, because the song is great. And I could not believe that a Dutch-born girl could sing salsa like she was from Venezuela or Puerto Rico.
I mean, hey, here we are.
That song only needs a little bit of budget, and it's a hit in Latin America. From a Latino.
Such a budget.
It needs budget for promo. And she has a hit. She has a hit. And then Melody, I will go further on Thursday once we see everything on the semifinal. But I have a beef with the whole thing. Mm-hmm. She is, Elisa even said this on her reaction stream this last week. Melody is so much better than that song.
Because that song to me is Esa Diva. I'm not a fan of that song. Like, that song to me, it just seems like it's a lot. Like, it's trying way too hard to do something, but isn't doing what it needs to do. Like, it's just really, to me.
Melody is the same predicament Soraya Arnelas was 16 years ago when they were against each other at the national selection. Mm-hmm. Melody had a very Spain in your face package deal that should have won, and Soraya won. They should have gone to Moscow, but then Spain chooses a Swedish reject translated to Spanish with a really good performer in Soraya Arnelas to Moscow. What happened to Soraya Arnelas? Bottom 5.
Yeah.
Love her to pieces because she's an amazing person, but that was a lot. Melody is the Soraya of this year. She has a complete translated Scandinavian reject that was well adapted to her story, because let's give her that. The translation is cute. But that song is not for Eurovision, unfortunately.
But I'm looking at the songwriter. The songwriter's name isn't Swedish.
Jason produced it.
Oh, okay.
Jason produced it. She and a Spanish guy translated the lyrics. That's why they're the authors. But if you go to Spotify credits, Jason is amongst the producers.
Okay, that makes sense then. Because I'm seeing Alberto Fuentes Lorite, and I don't think that's a Swedish name last time I checked.
No, that's I think that's one of her closest collaborators. And I'm like, okay, baby girl, you are a legend for many kids, for many millennial kids in Latin America and Spain. Like, it's 25 years from El Baile del Mono, and we're still singing El Baile del Gorila. We're still singing El Baile del Gorila at kitty birthday parties 25 years later. You are a legend. Yeah. For a kiddo song.
I don't know. I just have a thing about any song by a woman with the name Diva in it. I'm just like, oh, can we not do this, please? I mean, it just makes me automatically go,
I mean, the two most recognizable names of this Benidormfest are Melody and Sonia and Selena. Sonia and Selena are just there for nostalgia.
Is that why they have a song called Queens?
Esas reinas. Yes, queens.
That means queen in Spanish, right? Am I like?
Yes. Okay. So Mark is my uncle. I love you, Mark, but that song is a flop.
Mark is my uncle. Not you giving him an unk status, like. Okay. But I'm looking at some comments now.
He wrote and produced a song for them. I'm like, it's Mark from Nebulosa. I'm like, you're my uncle and I love you, but that song is a flop. I'm so sorry. So the two most recognizable names for the mainstream public of your national selection have two of the biggest flops of the year.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. But That also means the youth are the people who aren't as established have a better chance.
Like, for example, let me go back to Celine. Celine, La Casa is her first song.
Oh, really?
As an artist, this is her first song. It's a bop. I can dance to it. That's a hit in my country. That could be a hit. La Chispa, Baby Girl. I want her. If it's not Celine, it has to be her. Claudia, guapa, te quiero mucho, tía. I want her. I want one of the girlies.
You know what? We love the girlies. Then we have Peter Hodge saying, "I would love to hear Celine at ESC, like a good salsa. My winner is Kingdom, but that's why I'm obsessed with these non-chitera songs. I know that have a 0 chance to win."
I mean, here's the thing with Nochentera. Nochentera had it been staged differently, and the outfits were, if everything with the staging was different, she could have pulled through over Blanca Paloma. Although Blanca Paloma was that. It was so impressive. But Nochentera is the hit of 2023.
I mean, I think Nochentera is the song I probably listen to the most still from that selection of Benidormfest.
Me too.
Yeah.
Guilty. I still jam it. I want to play it in a nightclub or a birthday party. You can jam to it.
Hef says, low key, I really like Benidorm. A handful of songs seem to be inspired by Charlie XCX. Are we getting Brat Eurovision 2025 from Spain this year? And I think that like nails in the head why I wasn't a real big fan of Benidormfest this year, because I'm not a big Charlie XCX fan. I understand like Brat was like an album that people loved last year, but she's not my personal taste.
TV and so in its Brat era is sending me.
TVR is in the Brat era. Let's go. Yeah. No.
Let me save some thoughts for Tuesday and Thursday, people. Like,
yeah,
we got more to
come.
One
more real quick that made me laugh. Give him head. Frigo is my favorite eyeball emoji. She's serving Spanish Addison Rae, and Addison Rae music is my guilty pleasure.
Loki, you clocked it.
I don't mind.
I needed to laugh so hard. Thank you, fam. Thank you so much for making us laugh. You guys, keep commenting. You guys are being amazing.
Honestly, you guys do make me laugh a lot when we're doing these streams. I look forward to the comments every week. I'm like, what kind of out-of-pocket thing is this stream going to have said in it? But that's Benidormfest. We've got to talk about 2 more selections happening this week still. Belgium.
Ooh.
And Slovenia.
Belgium. I'm impressed that the Flemish broadcaster has 2 songs in French in their national title.
I don't get it. I'm sorry. Real side note. Like, what is up with like the French and the Dutch just hating their not French? Oh my gosh, the Flemish and the Dutch just hating their languages. Like, you know what I mean? Like high key. I feel like I don't know, because we got a song last year in Dutch, and that felt weird. And like these last, and like in this selection, then like 2 years ago, the Flemish broadcaster didn't have a single song in Flemish, but they had multiple songs in French. The Flemish broadcaster just tends to be like, nah, no one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear Flemish. I have no issue with Flemish.
I mean, they should embrace it. Like, had things been different in Malmö, the Netherlands would have been a top 5 finisher.
Oh no, that would have happened
in Dutch.
Yeah,
with a little bit of Dutch in it.
A little bit. That song was all Dutch, wasn't it? Or am I correct?
Yeah, it is. It's almost entirely in Dutch. It's true.
Like all in Dutch with like little references to other places. Exactly. They play that song in the club here. Did you know that?
In the States?
Yes. Like no, in specifically one of the clubs in DC plays it a lot.
Ooh, I want to go there.
I don't know which one it is, but one of the guys I work with was like talking about how like, yeah, the club was playing this Europapa song. I'm like, what? Europapa?
I mean, Europapa being a Kiki a year later, I love it. That's a sweet revenge of that guy. This year's Eurovision. You are the bop of 2024. And we applaud you for that.
Congratulations. You managed to make a song, get your song played at a club in DC, which, okay, I guess that's something that happened.
So, speaking of Belgium, one of the songs in French, Désolé.
Yes.
That's a key. That song is cute. They should be considered. A lot of people are hyping Red Sebastian. I'm a little 50-50 on it.
I would take Mentisa over Red Sebastian.
Me too. Because Red Sebastian would be a straight out of the Nemo inspired reactions. And that tends to backfire at Eurovision if you emulate a lot the winner of the year before. So just in some cute girly bop in French. We miss the girly bops in French. So, give us a girly bop in French that sounds very modern, very 2025. Yeah.
It sounds more like modern than what Luxembourg is sending, which is a French song that sounds straight up French pop 2000.
Yes.
But it would provide a nice contrast.
Yes, I agree.
I don't.
This is Coca-Cola, by the way.
Hef says Red Sebastian wants their Nemo nachos so bad.
Thank you for agreeing with me. That's exactly what I'm saying. This is too Nemo route. I'm like, it's too Nemo coded. Baby girls in Belgium, choose wisely next Saturday. Mentisa is cute. Red Sebastian is not a terrible choice because it's very daring and very disruptive. I don't mind it. I will appreciate it. But the potential of that entry in particular backfiring at Eurovision is very real. Just saying.
Yeah, no, it's like I don't like doing songs that are clearly referencing the winner from previous years. Must I Give You Cascada 2013. Was that 2013?
Yes, Cascada was
Glorious.
2013. Yes.
Yeah, that was just an interpolation of Euphoria. Let's be transparent about that. Let me see here. From Elo Elodie. Red Sebastian seems like a second-rate version of the Australian dude from 2022. I'm not here for it. Mentisa is okay, and the better French song is the other one. The lyrics are annoying my ears. Okay, so you're saying the lyrics for Filet Papa by Lamont Manul is better than the lyrics for Désolé? See, Elodie is somebody I met in a stream. I don't know whose stream it was. I was just making fun of French people there for a while. And she's like, oh, I have to go find you in other places.
I'm learning French as we speak. I'm relearning French as we speak. I appreciate Mentisa's song a lot more because it's modern, it's catchy, it's more, contemporary. The other song, Fila Papa, girl, I cannot do that song. I can't. I really can't.
Yeah. Okay, and then this is no correction. Désolé is better lyrically.
Thank you.
Désolé, I would prefer that one. I think that's probably the one out of the selection I pull up to the most. Like I'm the most interested in. I say pull up because I was like, oh, Grace has a song called Pull Up. Which
and there's
is
one
fine.
Song called. Isn't there one song called Pull Up in Belgium too?
Yeah, that's by the singer Grace. Which it's fine. I don't really have many thoughts.
It's cute. It's another girly bop.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to see.
Do we have more comments? Yeah.
Yeah, Hef says Désolé is my favorite for this year, but definitely not my number one in the betting odds favorite. Yeah.
I mean, the odds seem to be eating Red Sebastian a lot. I don't blame them.
Which is weird.
The talent is there, but it's like, this is the wrong year for an entry like that. Because we're coming too fresh from a disruptive winner. So, yeah. That could be.
Do you think then, do you think like our winner for Eurovision overall this year is going to have to be something that's like kind of more regular?
It all depends on the vibes and the people, but I wouldn't be surprised if a more mainstream looking song ends up winning this year. It wouldn't
Okay.
surprise me. It all depends
My
on the vibes.
yeah, my thing is just like when you're trying to channel who won the previous year, it just always feels very much like you're trying to. Well, I shouldn't say you're trying to win because everyone should be trying to win. It just feels like you're trying to capture lightning in a bottle twice, and
Exactly.
that's just not going to happen. So yeah, I don't understand why that one's favored, but then again, it's the Belgians.
It's
They
about
just
this.
we'll leave it at that. It's the Belgians doing Belgian activities. Right. So we have one more, and that's Slovenia. EMA is back, baby. Woo.
I thought
Um,
they were gonna go internal, but this election is not terrible. This election is really good.
it's not bad. It's solid. It's
I
better than
I would choose Clement. I watched a recap to prep
uh-huh.
myself. Clement's song wowed me the most, but I've seen comments that it's a very, 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 very sad song.
Is it okay? Well, let's be depressed. There's nothing wrong with being depressed. I like Divya a lot, which is by Sven. I thought it was good. Astrid and the Scandals, Touche. Let me tell you, I do like a Riot Girl moment. That's giving me a Riot Girl moment 100%. I know a lot of people are like looking at July Jones, like New Religion. Honestly, I love July Jones, but for some reason, I just always feel like her songs for EMA always they don't feel quite right. You know what I mean? Like I would love to see her go, but she needs to find like a producer. I don't know how to phrase it. It's just like they're always missing a little bit of something for me that I feel like makes it so that's what holds her back. Um if she went with this one, I'd be fine with it. I think it's a fine song. I just if that makes sense. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it makes sense. Um I think this is like I said, I think this is a solid selection. There's quite a bit of stuff in here that's pretty good. So yeah, I think that Slovenia has options for sure.
they do. They sure do.
Yeah, one second here. I'm just trying to find something. Um, because I did listen to the ones. EMA isn't strong for me. Okay, just reading other comments. Diego Rodriguez says EMA isn't strong for me, but I like a couple of songs. I prefer Mrs. Lovett of the selection Kiki. Mrs. Lovett. Do you know if that's a reference to Augusto?
No.
That's a Sweetie Todd reference. So there we go. There we go. It's a Sweetie Todd reference. Thank you for that. Uh, I see that somebody else is a musical theater loving child, and you know what? Good for you because musical theater hits. Yeah, I'm trying to think here. It's not.
Power just went out. Jesus.
Oh, did you lose? Are you gonna have to? Are you gonna drop? Oh, there you go. It's that island internet. What's it called? The island power grid. Is it gonna kick you out? Is it gonna kick you off?
No, it didn't. My phone is here. I'm with my
Okay, so you're
phone.
using your phone instead of your computer. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that like Slovenia has options here. We'll have to see what happens.
They do. They do have options this year.
I'm just highlighting a comment from Mark real quick. I feel like the whole ESC season this year is beige, which is disappointing considering how strong last year was.
But
Yeah.
that's how Eurovision is. There's one year where it's really cool, and there's another year where it's not that cool. So we gotta flow, people. Not every. I mean,
Yeah.
we love the competition, but we've seen it. There's years where the competition excites us, and especially musically, like a lot of people still remember 2020 saying, "Damn, they should have figured out a way to make 2020 happen because we missed some gems in 2020."
We missed some
So,
gems in 2020, but 2021 was superior.
oh,
People got their
truly.
act together between 2021 and 20. I think like every other year is strong. You know what I mean? Like, because last year was a strong year. Like,
It was a
Last
kiki,
year
and it was
was
good.
so like last year was a struggle to think who's going to qualify.
Yeah.
This year it's a struggle to figure out who's going to qualify, but for the opposite reason.
Yes.
We'll have to see. It's like Hef says, I just know the internal selections will eat this year. There's something in the sauce. Honestly.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. I mean, we just got news from Cyprus that one of the two people that co-wrote Nemo's The Code are behind his entry.
See, that worries me. That
Two
worries me
people that collaborated with Nemo, Elsie Bay, and a Greek person, and a Greek person are behind Theo's. Will be behind Theo's entry.
Here's my thing. That worries me because again, that's trying to capture lightning in a bottle twice. Like
yes.
Cyprus just feels like they're chasing after and not innovating. They're chasing a win, but their way of chasing a win is to pick up people's seconds. Like they're kind of like, oh, I'm rejecting this piece. I don't need this. And like, oh, well, I'll take that. Like their song last year was how many different people rejected that song?
Ooh.
Like it just feels like with Cyprus lately, their thing is they want to win, and I get it. I would love for Cyprus to win, but like let's win with innovation rather than win with, trying to do what did well one time. Like, cause like, hey, well, I'll say it. Not slow mo. Oh my God. Fuego was, no one saw that coming. Then we get to the actual, we get to Eurovision week, and then rehearsal, all this awesome. The next year, they send a song trying to capture what was so good about Fuego, and it doesn't do as well. And then they kind of went off and did some other stuff. It just feels like Cyprus wants to win, but they're motivate, like their way of getting to that win is not something unique and something separate to themselves. They just keep chasing trends. So that's kind of like where I'm at when it comes to Cyprus. And then it's like, oh, sorry, I highlighted a comment from Mark. Mark says, I have this weird feeling that France, UK, or Germany will win. I don't know why, but it's a gut feeling.
I'm not so confident with the UK or Germany, but France is not a terrible guess. Like, France is trying hard.
France wants it. France wants it so bad. And, like, I think that I'd give it to them sometimes. Like, I mean, last year, they weren't my winners, but they definitely put in a valiant effort. What did they send the year before that? Like France wants wins.
Look, finishing fourth with the first song release of the entire package.
Yeah.
A goal. They released the song like 6 months before the contest. The song had been in our ears for 6 months, and they finished fourth. That is some great work. That was diabolical. Alexandra.
The diabolical thing about France last year was that staging. I'm still like, they wanted to climb on votes. They were like, we're gonna make every woman here pregnant. Let's go. Come on. I got it. We're gonna solve this population crisis right now, right here, right now. Let's go.
France knew that they had to do something diabolical, and they did it. They did it, and we thank them for it.
I do thank them for it. That was that was appealing. Yeah, I don't know. Like Germany, they're getting a little cocky. I don't want to say they're cocky, but Germany's got something up their sleeves.
They're getting cocky because yes, Stefan Raab gave you your last victory, true, and then 2 top 10 results
15 years ago.
Exactly. Eurovision 2025 will not be the same of Eurovision 2010. 2010 gave us a hit. That Satellite was an international hit. I even listened to Satellite in Dominican radio, like Dominican Republic radio. Got airplayed. Satellite got airplay on back then. This year,
there was something bold about winning with Satellite and then having the same singer defend their crown the next year with a better song, let's be honest.
That was iconic. You gotta give it to Lena. You gotta give it
But
to
yeah,
her. She did that.
who knows what's gonna happen? I don't know. Like, is France doing internal this year? I think they're doing internal, right?
They are. Both the UK and France are doing internal. Germany's going a little more public.
Germany's gonna do what Germany does. Like, sorry, I saw a video today. My For You page has been very German because guess what? They didn't take it away from us for very long. Uh,
Oh, it was only 12
so,
hours. Like 12,
yeah.
13 hours. Like, what?
But yeah, like, no, I've been having a lot of German content in my face for the last day, so maybe Germany will do well. Who knows? Since before Eurovision, I was getting a lot of Swedish propaganda, not Swedish, Swiss propaganda. So maybe the Germans will do better than expected. I'm just, yeah. Ew, what? I'm sorry, I'm reading what Peters just said. Germany is doing like a national final with a talent show.
Yeah, it's something of the sorts.
So it's
Isn't
gonna be like,
that? Germany.
sounds like a bad idea, Germany. Don't do that.
It's very, but that was how they got Lena. It was a talent show.
That's true. That's how they got Lena. That's also how.
And that's how they got the guy from 2012. It was a very similar formula. So they want to repeat it 15 years later.
What did Germany
Girl,
send
it's
in
not going to
2012?
work.
I don't remember what Germany even sent in 2012.
And I'm standing still. I'm standing still.
Oh, that was a German intro for your.
It finished. It finished eighth. It finished above Pastora Soler. Thank you very much.
I don't remember that at all.
Like the
I
top
don't.
10 of the top 10 of 2012 was Germany 8th, Italy 9th, and Spain 10th.
Let me tell you, from 2012, I memory hold most of that show. Like, I remember Euphoria. I remember Serbia. No, not Serbia. That was in 2012. That was 2011.
Russia.
I don't remember that. What was the? I don't remember.
Russia was the grannies.
Oh, okay. Of course, I remember them. And Albania.
I remember those three: Spain, Germany, France, Italy, Serbia, because that was Selko Joksimovic again, who finished third. He did that, Mr. Balkan Ballads. So
Oh, true. Sorry.
true.
Elodie, standing still was high because as a pretty man with those deep brown eyes, people voted with their eyes, not their ears that year. And you know what? A lot of the time, y'all could just vote for a man with his arms out. Europe wants a man with his arms out. And I feel like that's a great way to make a song well. Maybe if Sloman had his arms out.
Okay,
Did he have his arms out?
No, he did.
I don't remember. Maybe if he had his arms out, France would have won last year.
I mean, the camera
blind.
angles on his face and his angelic face and the movements and the very well chiseled physique that was very well noticeable through the clothing. Yeah, I think France played its cards very well by trying to get everybody pregnant.
That was their main plan there. Yeah, but it has been more than an hour.
Yes.
We'll be back next week. Well, I'll be back next. Did your power just come back on?
It got back on.
Okay. We'll be back. Well, I'll be back next week with Jordan, and we'll be talking about other stuff because more songs are getting released, and we'll be closer to like some finals. But this week, don't forget, we've got Greece. Their final is on Thursday. The Benidormfest starts on Tuesday. Thursday will also be Benidormfest, and then Saturday will be Benidormfest, whatever Belgium's calling the national final, and EMA. So I'm pretty pumped for that. If you like the stream, don't forget, you guys can follow us everywhere. We're on Twitter. Yeah, YouTube stuff. Like and subscribe to this channel. Like the stream. Subscribe to the channel. That's what it is. And follow us on other things. We're a Eurovision fam. Our website is eurovisionfam.com, and I have links in the description box to all of the articles that we discussed today and everything else. So thank you all so much for joining us, and I'll see you guys again next week. Bye-bye.